The presidential flag follows the chief executive around more than anything else, even his seal. But where does it come from and what does it symbolize? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Presidential History. President Chester Arthur noticed that the U.S. was one of the only countries without a real presidential flag. The president then brought it up with his ministers and chose a final design for himself. When the United States redesigned its Great Seal in 1885, the flag was slightly changed to match it, but other than that, it remained the same until 1916. Once the Spanish-American War had begun, the Army began wondering why they did not have their own flag for the Commander-in-Chief. A design was commissioned by President William McKinley, and one interesting addition was 4 stars in the corners. 4 years later, a German diplomat asked about protocol regarding the president's flag since the president had 2 flags at this point. This prompted President Roosevelt to combine the 2 and make one definitive design. This flag, however, was used only during times of peace, and the original 2 were used during times of war. This meant that there were now 3 flags, only complicating matters. 10 years later, President William Howard Taft issued an executive order consolidating the 2 flag designs into one definitive version. This was done to stop the confusion and end the 3-flag vexillological nightmare, except not at all. It turns out President Taft didn't actually standardize anything. All he did change was the flag, not the color. Not color as in hue, color as in the ceremonial form of a flag, often carried during parades. Until this point in time, the presidential flag and presidential color were totally different, and Taft had neglected to issue an all-encompassing order, only making things worse. So instead of going from 3 flags to 1 flag to use everywhere, it went from 3 flags to 2 flags with a redesigned second flag. Finally, in 1945, President Truman put an end to the madness by redesigning the flag. The 4 stars were removed from the corners, and instead, 48 stars, representing the 48 states, were arranged in a ring around the seal. Also, the eagle's head was turned towards the olive branch, signifying a preference of peace over war. This final design stuck, only changing to add the 49th and 50th stars for Alaska and Hawaii. And that, my friends, is how we ended up with the current presidential flag.